What's going to be the key in kind of slowing them down and trying to have a little bit better performance this week?
Absolutely. That's definitely the goal, to come out every single week and try to improve from what you did the week before. Our guys are hungry. I think Liberty is a good offense. I mean, it's been proven offense with Coach Freeze and his system. They average about 36 points a game, and that's what they do. They put up points. So I think the key is to come out, make sure we got to obviously improve some things from the first game and focus on what we need to focus on.
And, to kind of follow up on that, it sounds like they've got a quarterback starting in Malik Willis, who hasn't started a game at quarterback in nearly 4 years, transferred in there. I guess how difficult does that make it trying to scout a guy like that?
I mean, it's almost impossible, you know what I mean? So you have to go back and dig and keep digging and keep digging. So, there's some film out there somewhere. So you just want to give your guys a glimpse of his ability, and his throwing ability, his running ability. One thing you do know, he's been in the system for a year. So, he's been playing. So that's probably beneficial for him to understand the system a lot better, slow things down and not play, and just learn from the guys who quarterbacked last year. So he should be fine with the system, but it's definitely hard to scout that for sure.
I think it was Monday when we had Coach Helton. Somebody asked him a similar question about getting ready for Willis, and he said he kind of knew him when he was recruiting because he's a quarterback's guy. I guess how much do you lean on Coach Helton for kind of coming into a game like this where you haven't seen him on film maybe as much, and Coach Helton might have a little bit of insight?
Yeah, Coach Helton and Coach Brian Ellis, they definitely remember him out of the recruiting, even when he was transferring as well. So they're very familiar with his skill set, some things that he can do. It's a pretty good scout report thus far. So hopefully, we'll definitely see it live on Saturday and see how good their scouting talents are.
Coach Jeff Lights here from WBKO. You guys got hit for some big plays over the top. What are your conversations with the DBs, and how do you prevent that from happening this Saturday?
It was one of those things where a guy can stem you a certain route, so you got to do a great job of just really keying the route and not trying to not trying to break up the short routes. Just understanding that what they do, and we knew Louisville was a team that liked to go up top, and obviously we was worried about number one a little too much, but other guys had a chance to make plays. But I think the most thing is get to work at practice, understand it, watch the tape, and just go out on Saturday and do your job and to your best of your ability.
Now, you guys gave up 28 in the first half against Louisville, but only 7 in the second half. So what was it that changed, and what can you take from that second half of that Louisville game into Saturday against Liberty?
That was definitely the positive for our guys, is how we kind of, it's been that way since we've been here. These guys don't fold. They don't get upset. They don't get too upset about things. I think we got to take that same mindset into this game, is that, defend your goal line. Like, don't let points make them work for it, if anything. That's kind of was our mindset. Like, they got to work for it, even though they caught the one pass in the second half. But we felt like we was in a great position to make a play. So we got to just grow from that and, just be ready to, don't have any sympathy, don't look for sympathy, and really just go out there and, answer the next challenge and be ready for it.
Coach, it seems like Eli Brown had a pretty good game, and I know he's coming back for you guys after injury. Just overall, what did you think of his performance?
I was proud of Eli. It's kind of hard coming back playing a position like a linebacker, and you haven't been playing for a year. And I feel like he did a good job of. I just like how he prepared throughout the week. I like how he was on Friday night. I like how he was Saturday morning. Well, we had all day Saturday to get ready for that game, but he was focused. He was ready. The challenge is each kid is just to come back with the same attitude. Just because you lost a game, you really shouldn't have to work as hard. You should have been working hard the first time. So I hope those guys keep that same edge that they had, even though we took a L. And just, it's all about, accepting challenges and being ready to go out and face them.
To kind of follow up on that with Eli, I guess watching him overcome that injury, missing last season, what's that process been like for him, and how good was it to see him come in that first series there when Louisville had the ball and to be in there and making a play early on?
It was great. Him and Coach Crum the past year, the moment Eli got hurt, one of the first things we said was it's a great chance to put on weight, get stronger, and learn the defense a lot better. That's why he didn't play as much the first year he was here, because of growing pains with the system. And I think Eli has mastered the system now to a point to where he can kind of start playing himself and becoming himself, and the Eli Brown that most people around here know.
Coach, D'Angelo had another spectacular game. Just how does his play, elevate your defense when especially when he's going out there playing like that?
What he does, I mean, the thing about D'Angelo, I've said it numerous times, is that he puts in an immense amount of work on and off the field. So, and our players see that. So when they see him working at practice, they work. So that's what he really brings right now to our defense. I mean, he studies, he's in here, he is on the field at all times. He practices very hard, and he produces on Saturdays. So if you're a player watching him, right, so you should try to follow those same exact footsteps and then play to your best ability and then see what happens. And I think that's the main thing he brings, to be honest with you. But it is a spark for him to make it. He made a big play. It'd have been nice to get that fumble as a team, not just him. As a team, it'd have been nice to get that fumble. But I think, those kind of plays like that you expect from him, and he's showing up.